Today is Super Bowl 58. I'm going to give you guys 10 bets. 2 of them are just kind of funny, non-football related, and then the next 8 are actual bets that I'm going to be putting money on. This is the first video on the betting channel. I know we've posted some betting videos on the other channel, which is now Fantasy Football channel, but from now on, this channel that this video is out on is going to be primarily the sports betting channel for this company. I'll leave a link in the description for the other channels we're going to have. We're going to have up to 4 channels. Go subscribe to all of them if you want to help us, support us. Enough yapping, let's get to football. These first 2 bets are just kind of bets that I thought were kind of funny, but now that I read them again, I'm actually debating on actually taking them. The first one is the color of Gatorade that the winning coach gets dumped on. I'm going with orange. Right now it's at plus 500, and there's really no reasoning behind it. I just think that's what it's going to be. The next bet is a Taylor Swift bet, and I know over here we don't support Taylor Swift, but this bet is the amount of times that she's going to be shown on TV. And the numbers right now are at 5.5, which I think should be the first quarter prop, not the whole game. Especially with her coming off tour and having this whole big flight thing or something. I don't know. I don't really care. 5.5 is super low. If you can find that, I'm actually going to bet that. My first serious bet that I'm actually going to take is the Kansas City Chiefs money line. It's hard for me to bet against Mahomes. I know that the Niners are really good, and I probably should expect the Niners to win after they just beat my Lions, but it's Mahomes. He's going to win. He's going to find a way. They're not going to blow him out, but they're just going to win. That's all it is. My next 3 bets are touchdown scores, and the guys that I think are going to score are Travis Kelce, obviously, just because Taylor Swift's going to be there, they're going to let him score. Christian McCaffrey and Isaiah Pacheco. Christian McCaffrey's pretty much scored in every game he's played in. Isaiah Pacheco should get in the end zone just based off of the Lions ran all over the Niners in that first half last game, and I think the Chiefs are going to try to do the same thing. The Lions had 3 different players score rushing touchdowns. If the Chiefs get in the end zone on a rushing touchdown, it's Isaiah Pacheco. They don't really have anyone else running the ball. The next bet that I like is Mahomes to have over 15.5 more passing yards than Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's a good quarterback, but he just also has Christian McCaffrey he can hand the ball off to. Patrick Mahomes does not have Christian McCaffrey. I think that the Chiefs are going to have to throw the ball a lot more than the Niners do, just based on how their offense is run and who they're going to rely on. It's a big-time game. Rely on your big-time players. Mahomes is going to win MVP, too. That's my other bet. I think 15.5 is pretty low. I actually think Mahomes could throw for over 300 yards this game. I think the Niners play a little bit conservative and kind of run the ball, run the clock to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hand. The next bet that I like is Brandon Ayuk over 62.5 receiving yards. I know the Chiefs secondary is really good, especially they got 2 good young corners, and I know Ayuk's going to probably get matched up with one of them the whole game, but he's a run-after-catch monster. All it's going to take is a couple quick slants. He's going to take off for 15, 20 yards after the catch, and just like against the Lions, somehow the ball is going to end up in his hands. I don't know. The last player probably like is Deebo Samuel under 4.5 receptions. I think in this game, they're going to try to keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, which means they're going to feed Christian McCaffrey. They're going to get the ball to George Kittle. And if they do try to throw it downfield, it's going to be to Brandon Ayuk. I don't think Deebo Samuel gets a whole lot of targets in this game, which means he's not going to get a whole lot of catches in this game. I think 4.5 is pretty high. If that number drops to 4, or especially 3.5, I'm staying away from it. But I think 4.5, I think he ends up with probably 3 or 4 catches in this game. The last bet that I like is Patrick Mahomes to win Super Bowl MVP. Right now, to get this at plus money is pretty ridiculous. I know you're pretty much betting on them to win the game because if the Chiefs win the game, it's going to be because of Patrick Mahomes, and they're not going to give the MVP to anybody else. It's his to win. The only case where he doesn't get it is if Travis Kelce has some ridiculous game, scores 3 touchdowns, has 100 yards, and Taylor Swift jumps down from the balcony and he catches her and all this blah, whatever. If you can't tell, I'm not a big fan of Taylor Swift. Also, have you guys heard Kanye's new album, by the way? But realistically, I think if the Chiefs win, which is what I'm betting on, that it's Mahomes' award to lose. He's just the main person on this team. He's their focus point on offense. Everything he does is through them. He's way too good to let anyone else get the MVP. Even if Travis Kelce has a really good game, who's throwing him the ball? Patrick Mahomes. That's enough about the Super Bowl. I know this video is kind of quick. We're kind of in a hurry. We're actually filming a trivia video in here in about half an hour. We're getting ready to do that. I'll leave the link to the trivia video channel in the description. Coming up on this channel, every day on Twitter we post our bets, and on TikTok too sometimes, and we've been kind of keeping track of that on our own. And so we actually have a competition within each other. And last month, Bryce is actually the one, we all call him Squid. He was the one that got last place, so he has to eat a hot chip. We'll film that. We'll put it on here. We'll have weekly updates of our bets and stuff. We're not going to post on here every single day, but follow us. We'll get YouTube Shorts on here. We'll get TikTok, Twitter, all of that in the description. We'll have a lot of big picture stuff, like some bets for the futures, like the who's going to win next year's national championship, all that stuff, March Madness. We'll have a lot of March Madness stuff on here, I'm sure. But like I said at the beginning, this channel is now primarily focused on sports betting. The other channel we've been posting on is going to be more of a fantasy football related content channel. The reason for that is if you're following us for the sports betting, follow us here. If you're following us to learn fantasy football, follow us there. If you're following us for both, subscribe to both of them. That's going to wrap it up for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are tailing our bets. Follow for more bets coming soon. Peace.